In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the braids and cable stitch. And I'm going to be using a 5mm hook for my sample piece. Depending on the yarn you're using, you may want to go larger or smaller. And we're going to start with a slip knot, just like that. And the number of chains is going to be a multiple of 8 plus 4. So I'm going to do, let's see, 24 stitches for my multiple of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So there is my multiple of 8. And now I'm going to add 4 more onto my multiple of 8. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're ready to begin. For row 1, we're going to begin in the second chain from the hook, so do not count the loop on your hook. Skip this first one and go into the second one. I prefer when starting to work in these back bumps here, so that's what I'm going to do. And we're going to do 1 single crochet in that second chain from the hook. And then for the remainder of the row, you will do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. This is a pretty simple row. So 1 single crochet all the way across, and I will meet you at the end. Here I have completed row 1, done 1 single crochet all the way through to the last stitch, and I'm ready to begin row 2. For row 2, you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, turn your work, and do 1 double crochet in each stitch. We're going to skip this first one because that belongs to this chain 2 here, and yarn over, insert into the next stitch, bring up your loop, grab your yarn, pull through 2, grab your yarn, pull through 2. So you'll continue to do that all the way across the row. So 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way across. And I will meet you at the end of this row. And here I have finished row 2. I've done my double crochets all the way to that very last stitch, and I'm ready to begin row 3. For row 3, we're going to chain 1, turn the work, and this is another easy row. We're going to skip this first stitch because that belongs to the chain 1 there, and do a single crochet in each stitch all the way across. So just 1 single crochet in each one of those stitches, and I will meet you at the end of this row. And here I have completed row 3. I've come all the way to the very last stitch, and I'm ready to begin row 4. For row 4, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and turn. Now we're going to do 2 double crochets. So we're going to skip this first stitch here because that belongs to that chain 2, and do 2 double crochets. So yarn over, insert into the next stitch, bring up your yarn, pull through 2, pull through 2. I'll do 1 more. And now we're ready to start doing our repeating sequence. So we're going to drop down here, so come down 2 rows, and we're going to work around the posts of these rows down here. And we're going to do a front post triple crochet. So you're going to yarn over 2 times, come down here to that post, go under the post, grab your yarn, bring up your loop, and then grab your yarn, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And there is our front post triple crochet. Now we're going to skip this next one and do 1 front post triple crochet around the following 2 posts. So yarn over 2 times, go under the post, bring up your loop, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So there's 1, and now we'll do another one. Okay, once you've done those 2, we're going to come back to this post that we skipped and do a front post triple crochet. So come all the way back here, go under that post that we skipped, bring up your yarn, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And you'll see that's going to cross over like that. Now we're going to come find the next post that we have not worked yet. So this one here, we worked this one already. So we're going to come here to this next one and do another front post triple crochet. And just like that. Now we're ready to do 3 double crochets, but we're going to come back up here and go back to working in these stitches up here. So if you follow your post, so this is the post we were working on. If you follow that up, you'll see that that post lines up here. And so you're going to want to go into that next stitch. So we're going to follow this up and go into that next stitch and do our double crochet. So we haven't worked this one yet. This goes to here. We'll do our 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And that ends our repeating sequence. So let's go over that one more time. So we just ended our repeat with our 3 double crochets. So we're going to come down here to this post down here and do our front post triple crochet. You're going to skip the next one and do a front post triple crochet around the next 2 posts. So there's 1 and 2. Now we're going to come back to this one that we skipped and do a front post triple crochet. Just like that. Come over here to the next post that we have not worked. So we worked this one. Now we're going to do a front post triple crochet around this next post. And then we will end our sequence by doing 3 double crochet into the stitches up here at the top. So follow that next post up to find your stitch and do 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And I'm almost to the end of the row, so we'll just go ahead and go through that one more time. We're going to yarn over 2 times, follow this next stitch down, and do our front post triple crochet. Skip 1 post, do the front post triple crochet around the next 2 stitches. come back here to the one we skipped and do our front post triple crochet. Now we're going to jump over here to the next stitch that we have not worked and do a front post triple crochet. Now we're coming to the end of our row, and I've got, if you follow the next post up to that stitch, I've got 3 stitches left, and I'm going to do double crochets into those last 3 stitches. 2 and 3, and that finishes off row 4. And you can see our texture is starting to take shape here. We've got the cable, the braid, and a cable. For row 5, we're going to begin our repeating rows. For the remainder of your work, you'll repeat rows 5 and 6. So we'll start with row 5, chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to skip this first stitch here that belongs to the chain, and we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. Making sure to get each stitch just 1 single crochet all the way to the end of the row. And I will meet you at the end. And here I am at the end of row 5. I'm ready to begin row 6. I've worked my single crochets all the way to the very end of the row, remembering to do 1 last stitch in the top of that turning chain. So for row 6, we're going to start with chain 2. So 1, 2, turn the work. We're going to skip this first stitch because that belongs to our chain 2 and do 2 double crochets. So there's 1, and then moving to the next stitch, there's 2. And now we're ready to start our repeating sequence. So we're going to come down here to this post of from 2 rows down and do our front post triple crochet. When you get here to your braid, we're going to skip this first one, move this crossover piece out of the way so you can see the next one. So you're going to skip this first one and do your front post triple crochet under that one right there. And now we'll do a front post triple crochet under this one that crosses in front. Okay, and now we're going to come back. You might have to move it over a little bit. We're going to come back to this one that we skipped and do our front post triple crochet. And that will continue our braided look here. Now we're going to come down to the next one and do our front post triple crochet. Just like that. Now we'll follow this post up find the stitch at this top row here, and we're going to do 3 double crochets. So 1 in each of the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So that is the end of your repeating sequence, and we'll go through it a couple more times. We're going to come down here to this post and do our front post triple crochet. Coming over here to these 3 here, we're going to skip this first one and work under that next one. You might have to push that crossover one out of the way. Okay, so yarn over 2 times. Okay, come here to this post that crosses over and do your front post triple crochet. And now we're going to come back to that post that we skipped. So you might want to move these 2 out of the way so you can get to it. So there's the one we skipped, and we'll do our front post triple crochet. Moving on to the next unworked one, we'll do our front post triple crochet. And now we're ready for our double crochets. So find that next post, follow it up to the stitch at the top here, and do 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And I'm almost to the end of my row, so we'll just go ahead and finish. Do our front post triple crochet around this next post. Come over here to our braid. Push that crossover one out of the way. I'm going to skip this first one and go under the second one. And come over here to this one that crosses over and do our front post triple crochet. There we go. Now we're going to push those 2 out of the way, come back here to the one we skipped, just like that, and then come here to this last post here and do our front post triple crochet. And now we are ready to end the row with 3 double crochets. So we're going to follow this next post up to the stitch and do our 3 double crochets. This one goes here. Two, and coming here to the top to the top of your turning chain here, and do your last double crochet. And there you have it. From this point on, you'll repeat rows 5 and 6. When you get to the length that you're looking for, you're going to end with row 5. So that last row you're going to do will be a single crochet. That way it'll match the beginning rows here. And I'll work up a few more rows just so you can see the full effect. And here I've worked up a few more rows, repeating rows 5 and 6, ending with row 5. So that final row is just the single crochets all the way across. And you can see we've got this nice texture going here. We've got the cables on each side of the braid. And then the back, you end up with these little pocket-like things on the back. So this is the back side and this is the front. And there you go. Braids and cables.